Good evening, my fellow citizens. It gives me great pleasure to speak to you this evening about the elections that are now being conducted throughout the country. I want to take this opportunity to thank all Papua New Guineans for conducting themselves in an orderly manner, safe, and that is now been displayed by the peaceful campaign that has been conducted over the past 4 or 5 weeks. I want to state that it is an indication that the politics in Papua New Guinea is now mature, and now it is a good time to reflect back and look forward to the polling that is coming ahead in a few weeks' time. I want to stress here that Papua New Guinea has an opportunity to elect a government that is going to govern for the next 5 years so that it governs in the best interest of our people and our country. I know that I have been your Prime Minister over the past 11 months, and it has not been easy. We have been through a most difficult period in our country's history, and I want to stress that we have come out of it much better than we were 11 months ago. Despite the conflict, the government under my leadership has been able to deliver the elections on time. I also want to stress that during the difficult times that we have had, when the government has to fight with many agencies of government, many politicians who had a self-interest in trying to derail the election process and the governance of our country, has made it challenging. But we are a better country now because we have overcome many of those challenges. I have always insisted that we should go to the elections to renew our mandate as leaders of our country. As a result of that, we are now conducting these elections on time, and I want to commend the Electoral Commissioner and his staff and the agencies of government, police and defense force and the CIS, and the other thousands of public servants throughout the country who are now assisting us in this election process. I am very certain that they will conduct the elections in an orderly manner, a peaceful manner, so that we can have the outcomes that the country deserves. As a party, we have been able to lead the government over the last 11 months in a stable and sensible manner, so that Papua New Guineans have confidence that there is a government that is working for them. We have promised the nation very simple policies. We are already implementing some of those policies as we speak. As government over the past 11 months, we have tried our best to making sure that we deliver the basic services to our citizens all throughout the country. One of those is education. We prioritize education as our top priority in our party, the People's National Congress. As a result, we were able to introduce free education from elementary school to year 10. We have committed now that we will expand that to year 12 in 2014. In 2013, we are committed to building the infrastructure that is required for us to make sure that we cater for the increased number of kids that are going to enter our schools throughout the country. We are committed to building more classrooms. We are committed to building more teachers' houses. We are committed to building more capacity for the teachers, including training, so that they upgrade their skills in order for them to pass on the best opportunity for our kids in the near future. Education is the future of our country. If we do not concentrate on educating our population, our country will be worse off. That is why we learn from the experiences of many countries around the world who have given priority to education. Their countries are more developed now than our own country. And I think it is time that we are able to fund many of these services that we can roll out to our people, and education has become a priority for our government. I look forward to that education revolution that our party and our government will pursue over the next 5 years. One of our other major priorities in government and as a party is the health services throughout the country. Many of our mothers, young children, older generation of Papua New Guineans are dying with preventable diseases throughout the country. These diseases are because of a lack of availability of decent health services throughout the country is causing unnecessary deaths in many parts of our society. That is why our government in the past 11 months has been focusing on delivering the better health care and free health services through many hospitals that the government owns throughout our nation. We have invested over 350 million kina, of which 200 million kina has already been released. We are waiting for the balance of it to come from the sale of the Falcon jet, which is going to bring us close to 120 million, and we will fund 30 million kina from savings in order to achieve that target as we move forward. That 350 million kina is aimed at trying to renovate many of the hospitals that has been run down for many years, also re-equipping many of those so that we can be better able to serve our people in providing basic health services in the near future. Included in the health services is for us to train more nurses and more doctors throughout the country. Many rural hospitals and district hospitals and provincial hospitals lack qualified doctors and qualified nurses. We are committed to making sure that we train enough doctors and nurses so that we can send them all throughout the country over the next 5 years so that we can improve low rates of indications that we are now getting in terms of the medical services that we are providing to our people. So I think government is heading, and our party especially is heading in the right direction in terms of providing better health care for our people throughout the country. One of the most important priorities of our party is that we want to provide better law and order and security for our country. We have in recent times seen a divided police force. We have seen divided defense force. We have seen a divided public service. But I think when we maintain a more disciplined law enforcement agencies, I think the country will be better off. Over the last 9 years that the previous government was in power, they did not train any single new policeman or policewoman that will take up new positions throughout the country. Only last year we had the first 600 new recruits being enlisted into the police force of our country. This kind of investment in the law and order sector of our community is unacceptable. That is why we are now prioritizing and investing more money into law and order in the country so that our people can have a better security for their families and our women and children have better securities throughout the country. So our commitment is to continue to invest more into law and order, and we are also going to focus more on trying to fight corruption in the country. As we know, we have established a task force sweep that is achieving great results for our country. And I think that needs to be established into a firm and better organization that is going to deliver to the expectations of our country. Not only arresting and investigating, but we must prosecute them and punish them so that people are held accountable for the decisions and misdeeds that they do in our society. Through corruption, we have seen that Papua New Guinea has missed out a lot of opportunities. We have seen many projects in the past government, including the famous National Agricultural Development Program and the RESI program, which was designed to invest in the infrastructure in the education sector. Close to $1 billion kina has been mismanaged through those programs that has failed to deliver to our people. That is why, because of corrupt practices in implementing such programs, our country is worse off today than it was many years back. That is why government is committed in making sure that we fight corruption as we move forward. We believe that the savings that we will get out of fighting corruption will continue to develop our country in a better place than we have seen in the past. I also want to talk about infrastructure. The infrastructure and the piecemeal approach that we invest in infrastructure in our country is unacceptable. We believe strongly that infrastructure is the backbone of development of any country. We have to make sure that we have proper infrastructure, like the Highlands Highway needs to be rebuilt. The highway between Medan and Lae needs to be rebuilt. We need to connect the Southern Highlands Gulf Highway to be connected so that there's an alternative to the Highlands Highway. Bloomsky and the Sepik Highway needs to be rebuilt so that it is up to a world-class standard. It is unacceptable to just accept that there must be potholes in every day of our lives. We have wasted a lot of money over the past years because of maintenance programs that we are carrying out that are not being supervised well. That is why we are committed in infrastructure investment, and we are committed in making sure that we rebuild many of these roads throughout the country. We have recently invested 700 million kina in the Lae port development. The government has given that contract out. That is a big investment for the country. So such investments will underpin the growth of our economy. And that is the fifth policy that we have. That is to maintain a stability in the growth of our economy. Our economy has been growing for the past 10 years at an average of 7 to 8% per annum. But that growth is not reflected in the services that we are delivering to our people. I want to assure Papua New Guineans and our supporters throughout the country. Our party is committing to making sure that we have a stable environment where investors can feel confident to come and invest in Papua New Guinea. They will be certain that rules are not going to change as we go along. They must have some level of certainty so that their investment is safe, because investors will provide more jobs for Papua New Guineans. That is why we need to make sure that we create a climate that is conducive for investors to come into our country. We have a very vibrant private sector, and the sector is growing at the rate, as I have stated earlier, at 10% on average over the past 10 years. We must make sure that we continue that growth. That is why our government is committed in making sure that we roll out many of the key projects, like the second LNG project, like the Wafi gold mine, the Yandera gold mine in Medan province, and the Frida gold and copper mine in the Sandown province. These are important projects for the continued growth of the economy. So our government and our party is focused on that, and we know that we will be judged by our performance over the past 11 months. And I believe strongly that Papua New Guineans have already expressed through their enthusiasm and their support they have expressed when I have traveled all throughout the country over the past few weeks, campaigning for many of our party candidates. It is very important that we go to the elections now and we vote for policies and the parties that are going to deliver. This is not our first elections. This is now, we have had many elections in the past. We have seen so many promises in the past that has not been delivered to our people. That is why I believe strongly that we have already started delivering on the commitments that I'm making to you tonight. That is why we need to continue that work that we have started in education, in health, in law and order, in rebuilding our infrastructure and maintaining the growth in our economy. Those are the commitments that our party is making. We are not promising the world to our people. We are not going to create miracle overnight. But I want to tell you that we will work hard to deliver on the commitments that we have made. And it is important that we elect our leaders to be members of the party so there can be some level of discipline, some level of integrity to be maintained in the politics of our country, so that we can also conform to the integrity law where it clearly states that the party with the biggest number will be invited to form the government. That is why we are offering People's National Congress Party under my leadership to the country and the voters in the coming days, so that you can make the decision for the future of our country. This is the most important election since 1975. We must realize that we have now got political independence, but we have yet to achieve the economic independence. At the back of the LNG project, which is going to double the size of our economy, double the size of the monies that are coming to government, it is a unique opportunity for us to make sure that we build the foundations for an economically independent Papua New Guinea. That is what People's National Congress Party offers these solid policies and solid commitment to the nation so that we can help develop our country as we go forward. With that, thank you very much, and I look forward to voting over the next few days. I hope that this is going to be a peaceful polling period and a peaceful counting period so that we can form a government that is truly the expectations and the will of the people of Papua New Guinea. Thank you and God bless.